This is Kugan Cassius for iFLTV. It's Friday afternoon, 1:15.
And your McDonald's is playing up.
It's playing up. Just Eat's not doing it at the minute, Ed.
Okay. Was it Uber Eats?
Just Eat.
Just Eat. Don't really use that app, to be honest.
Not a great advert for Just Eat, to be fair. It's just going to do about 500,000 views, but yeah. Anyway, how are you?
I'm good. We're in Manchester. We're by the airport. We've got the big next-gen card tonight. Debut of Pat Brown. Little light run this morning, hanging around, a few calls coming up this afternoon and ready to head over.
Absolutely. Let me actually start by talking about, obviously, later tonight or the early hours of Sunday morning, the rematch between Sandy Ryan and Michaela Mayer. A lot happened in that first fight. A lot happened kind of away from the fight as well. Yeah, talk to me about this rematch.
It's a massive rematch. I mean, the first fight was a brilliant fight. Did huge numbers on ESPN as well. We know what happened pre-fight, and this is not accusing anybody, but the reality is someone set up Sandy Ryan to be attacked before the fight as she left the hotel. You don't just get some random car pull up outside the hotel as she was leaving the hotel and throw paint over her. I mean, it's a setup. So we have no idea where that's come from, but that's the reality of the situation. How she even boxed that night was quite incredible. In fact, if I was there, I probably would have told her not to. But when you've trained for 8, 9, 10 weeks, obviously financially you've got to get paid. And she did it, and she put a great performance in a fight that really could have gone either way. I felt like if that fight was in the UK, we win, and if the fight was in the US, we don't win. And basically that's what happened. And what Sandy has done since then has gone away, regrouped, and come back with a ferocious, fierce mentality. I've never seen her look so locked in camp. I've seen across the social media, physically you can see she looks like a completely different animal in this fight. And when I saw the press conference yesterday, the body language was all different. All the energy was coming from Sandy Ryan. And I just hope and pray that we get a fair shake from the judges. And I'm not saying last time it was a robbery, because it wasn't. Michaela Mayer's a really good fighter, and she's got tremendous work rate. And every fight she's in, doesn't matter whether it's Alicia, Tasha Jonas, every fight's going to be close, because she doesn't stop working. But I just hope, you've got 3 very experienced judges in this fight, Max DeLuca, Steve Weisfeld, Benoit Roussel. The eyes are on it. And we got to make sure that it's a fair cop. You had a fight last week in Australia, a fight that could have gone either way between Sky Nichols and Tiara Brown. Tiara Brown got the decision on away soil, no problem. In a 6-4 fight, that can happen. But I hope Sandy's work tonight Saturday night gets its rewards, because if she wins this fight, she deserves this decision for the sacrifices she's made, for what she went through last time, and yeah. I trust in those judges to do the right thing, and I believe she will become world champion again on Saturday night in Vegas.
We have seen Sandy Ryan, obviously, when she suffered her first loss of her career, come back and avenge that. This is different, though, isn't it, with someone like Michaela Mayer?
Yeah, it is, but I feel like Sandy's not had the rub of the green so far in her career. She took a big chance early, got beat, come back, won the world title. Till this day, remember that? The Sandy Ryan, Jessica McCaskill robbery in Orlando was absolutely revolting. Still turns my stomach. That was to see her become unified in the division. And Jessica was a great fighter. Sandy won the fight like 8-2, right? And it was just mental that she didn't get that decision. And then the Michaela Mayer fight comes around, a close fight, but again, you just get a little bit of luck that takes you to that next level. And this time I think she's going to take luck out of it. I think this is going to be a great performance. I think she looks so focused, and Katie Taylor's out there supporting, Frank Smith's out there, we'll be all tuned in, and we're desperate to see Sandy get what she deserves, which is her world title back and push on into more mega fights. And listen, we thank ESPN and Top Rank and Michaela for giving her the shot, and it's the right thing to do, and it's a great thing to do. And it won't be easy, because Michaela's a very good fighter as well, but I truly believe Sandy Ryan will become world champion again on Saturday.
Can you give us a little indication of ring walk times for that?
We'll post across our socials. I would expect it to be around 11 p.m. Eastern, which is 3 a.m. So between 3 and 4 a.m. on Saturday, Sky Sports, tune in and get behind Sandy Ryan.
Let's talk about obviously the breaking news from yesterday regarding Crocker and Donavan. Did you know that was coming yesterday?
Not at all, no. The only thing that I ever saw was an email from the IBF to everybody saying we've had an appeal in from Team Donavan. Now Team Crocker have an opportunity to give their version of events and why it shouldn't be ordered. And then both parties put the kind of case together in a letter. And that was it. And we had no indication of when the result would come. I mean, I saw Billy Nelson's comments. He's an absolute plonker sometimes, Billy. We never had one conversation with Paddy Donavan, Andy Lee, that whole team post-fight night about how to lodge an appeal, what to say in the appeal. I never had one conversation with the IBF. I said, and it was always going to be the case, I am completely impartial to this decision. This is a decision by an IBF independent panel. You know, the only conversation I ever had about a rematch or appeal was on the night. Paddy Donovan's manager and Andy Lee said to me, like, you know, I said, yes, there's an IBF appeal process. Go ahead if that's what you want to do. And from there, nothing at all. And now Billy throws his toys out the pram saying it's promoter bias. Not at all. Do I want the rematch? Yeah, I think it's a massive fight. And I think, you know, do I think the punch was late? Absolutely. It was a foul. You know, and I don't think that, you know, either way you can really speak with that much authority. You know, there was incidents in the fight when Team Conlon put the case forward, Donavan put their case forward. I saw the letters and there was video evidence of Crocker leading with his head, but Paddy was leading with his head a lot as well. It's like one of them things. And, you know, it doesn't really matter what I say, Billy says. The IBF make a decision for an independent panel and they ordered a rematch. And that's it.
Billy Nelson's just done an interview on IFL. I don't know the context of it. So, Andy, can you just kind of run through a couple of the comments that Billy made regarding Eddie and also that fight? Just sit there and people.
Yeah, just basically.
I haven't watched it. It's
Shit's down here for anything, but the comments were along the lines of you're two-faced because you went into Paddy Donovan's and spent time in there changing room after the fight, but you didn't go and see Lewis Crocker when he was getting stitches and whatnot like that. So he's called you two-faced in that sense when you've got one fighter that's went through all the fouls and the elbows and the late blow, and you didn't go and see how he was when he was getting the stitches.
Well, I did actually go to his change room, but he was with a doctor getting stitches. Yeah. So when you're in the medical room getting stitched up, it's not somewhere that I go. I think that I can't really win because I took the fight to Belfast, right? Paddy Donavan and all of their team said throughout the whole build-up that I was biased to Lewis Crocker, right? You want Lewis Crocker to win because he sells more tickets. You want Lewis Crocker to win because the world title fight in Belfast, you'd have a big show, blah, 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 blah. Then, all of a sudden, I'm biased towards Team Donavan. Like, I honestly, it doesn't matter to me who wins the fight. If you want my honest assessment, my honest assessment is this. Paddy Donavan had won the fight, right? The fight was over, basically. And he made a mistake of punching after the bell, which gave Crocker the most incredible lifeline in that fight. The fight was over. He'd won virtually every round. He'd just been dropped. His eye was all over the place. And Paddy made a mistake that cost him the opportunity of getting a clear win. And Lewis Crocker got, I'd say he got a gift because it's a tough old game. And it's not his fault that Paddy hit him after the bell. But, you know, in terms of bias towards anyone, like, it's absolutely ridiculous because I gave Lewis Crocker the fight in his backyard and he had it on a plate and he won. But in people's eyes, there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Well, that's one of the questions he was asking as well, Billy, was he doesn't understand that you said Crocker won. Mm-hmm. So how did Paddy Donavan go from 6th to 3rd in the IBF after a loss?
It's a question for the IBF. What do you think I am, the fucking IBF? I mean, he's a tit. Absolute tit. Like, what does he think? I phone up the IBF and go, all right, Daryl, listen, mate, do us a favour, move Paddy from 6 to 3. I've no idea what number he was. The reason is that when they evaluate the rankings, they evaluate them based on the fight, the performance and everything that went with it. He got disqualified. He never got knocked out. He never got schooled over 12 rounds. The IBF, and by the way, after the fight, the IBF supervisor on the night will put a report together. And by the looks of it, the IBF supervisor on the night said, great fight, Donavan was dictating, blah, blah, blah. And then he landed after the bell, he got disqualified. In my opinion, there should be a rematch. That's what he said on the night, the IBF supervisor. So I don't, this guy is, didn't you ask him to have a conversation with me?
Yeah.
And then he went, no, don't put him on. If he's got a problem, he can call me anytime instead of doing poxy interviews with you. Do you know what I mean? But the geezer is a tit at times, and I like Billy, but you don't, what does he think that I have the influence to move Paddy from 6 to 3, and then I've got this plan since the fight? I haven't even thought about the fight. I'm busy, yeah? I'm not 15 stone, I'm heavy. But what I'm saying is, he's like, the bottom line is, I've got so much going on, I don't have time. That is, right, you want to do an appeal? Right, send it off, good luck to all of you, we'll see how it plays out. And now it's been ordered. So what they need to get their head around is, we're running it back. So there's no point moaning, this, he said, you're fighting again. So concentrate on the performance, concentrate on your tactics, and get the win again. And you'll fight the winner of Boots Stanionis. I feel like I'm talking to Billy Nelson.
Okay.
I'm better looking than Billy.
Well, it's not hard.
All right, last one on this. We look to go back to the arena or go somewhere bigger?
I think it's a bigger fight than the arena. I mean, we sold out last time. The atmosphere was absolutely incredible. And there's an opportunity to do it outside. Look, and this is another thing, right? Paddy Donavan wants this fight in Cork. Paddy Donovan's team are going to me, why do we have to go to Belfast again? Right? And I'm saying because I think it sells better. So what am I being... I was being biased towards Crocker, then Donavan. Now I'm being biased towards Crocker again because I'm taking it to Belfast. It's all bollocks. At the end of the day, we'll go where we can get the biggest crowd and pay those two the most amount of money they can get. And then the bell goes and I'm fucking out of it. Good luck to you.
Right, let's talk about tonight.
I've got a call in 2 minutes. So.
Have you actually?
No.
Who's it with?
Joe Markowski. Remember him?
Of course I do. Right, just quickly run me through tonight. Obviously, we won't speak to you until after the fight. And then.
Tonight is a great night of boxing. Obviously, it's quite unusual to headline with a 6-round fight, but this is what we've got with Pat Brown. Sold 1,500 tickets. We'll have a 3,000 sellout in there tonight. This is the new big star of British boxing. But underneath that is a great night of boxing. Finally, Cameron Bong against Jordan Flynn after 2 cancellations. Farnell against Mark Dickinson is a war for the English title. William Croller's in a good step up, tough fight. You've got Taylor Bevan, you've got Connor Tudsbury, and Liam Taylor as well. It's a really, really good night of boxing. Little next-gen Friday night action. Tune in live on DAZN.
Just finally, these comments about you said you'd beat Jake Paul yesterday.
I never said I'd beat Jake Paul. I said
Did you
he'd
not?
knock me out. Where'd you get this from?
Stomping ground.
No, I didn't say I'd beat Jake Paul. The question was this. Would you be worried or scared when AJ was ring walking to fight Jake Paul? That was the question. And I said I wouldn't be worried or scared if I was ring walking to fight Jake Paul.
But that means you think that you'd beat him. If you're not worried about something,
but I
clearly...
don't think like I'm 45 years old. I think I could probably be competitive against him. I think he'd knock me spark out. But I wouldn't be worried about... The question was, would you be worried about AJ fighting Jake Paul? No, of course I wouldn't be worried about AJ fighting Jake Paul. But I'd love to see it, so please make it happen.
We keep asking people this question, yeah, and I don't know if we're just like waffling when we're asking about, is there actually legs in this, generally?
AJ v Jake Paul?
Yes.
I mean, he called it on, so I know he does a lot of stuff for attention, and that's the game he's in. But I do actually think he's mad enough to do it because he wants to create those wild moments and he wants to make as much money as possible. And AJ against Jake Paul, the numbers would be off the chart. And I never thought we would be in a position where we would do that fight, but right now we don't have a belt and we don't have a fight scheduled. So I think what we've learned is never say never. Good luck to everybody, but be careful what you wish for.
Very interesting. All right, Eddie, I'll let you get on with your call with Joe, and we look forward to Platinum Lace. No, not Platinum Lace. Sorry.
Please, Platinum Lace.
Platinum Lace. What's Platinum Lace? Oh, Joe. Sorry. Yes.
We'll see you at Planet Ice tonight, live on DAZN.
Absolutely, Eddie Hearn. Thank you very much for your time.